Hello everyone, 2-time has officially been reworked, so today we're going to go into more tips. This is a continuation from my previous video, please go watch it. I don't know, bye bye. Again, this is going to be a bit yappy because I'm a yappy person, and a PNG because I'm lazy. So let's first go over things I missed in the first video that I failed to mention or was just not doing. So I will be going over stamina management and, wait, what was it? Oh, shift lock. If you do know these things already, please just skip, I don't know. The first thing I missed is stamina management. This is pretty easy to explain. Just don't let your stamina hit 0 and trying to conserve your stamina when you can. For example, when you're juking, when the killer's in between slashes, you can try and regain stamina. Yeah, just don't hit 0 because it takes longer for stamina to regen if you do. The second thing I missed is shift lock. You should not play in shift lock. I used to play in shift lock, it was kind of embarrassing, but you are slower when you play in shift lock when turning, and I think just generally, especially because 2-time requires a lot of backwards movement, shift lock makes it slower. Now let's get into the general tips for every killer because most of them have similar tips and yep. First of all, let's go over some of 2-time's abilities because they're pretty useful. The ritual makes it so that you spawn in that spot where you placed it when you get the second life or last man standing. You should do this first in the match because you just guarantee that you have somewhere to spawn. Don't forget it. Even if you get ovulation, if you don't have the ritual spawn, where are you gonna go, bro? I would put this away from the killer if you know where they are, or be careful when placing it down that you're away from the killer because, for example, Jason can punish you with gashing away, and that is painful. That is painful for my very soul. Yeah, so place it away from the killer, and depending on the killer, there are specific spots you should choose, so I'll go into that when you go against killers, okay? Next, let's go over the stabbing part of 2-time. So stabbing now has Now let's go over the stabbing part of 2-time. 2-time now has to backstab somebody or normal stab somebody in order to gain oblation, which allows them to respawn if they have full oblation. This is either 2 backstabs or 3 normal stabs. Generally I will go to 3 normal stabs because I suck at getting backstabs, I'm not gonna lie, gang. Backstabbing is kind of difficult to do if you are in a situation where you're getting chased. Obviously there's a tech where you can the people who do this are so cool, by the way. They turn around in the middle of the chase. I don't know, it's so complicated for me, and normally all the time I can't do it. So I normally go for front stabs. It's important to note that you parry damage when you stab. So for example, if you get hit and stab, it will balance out because you heal when you get stabbed, if that makes sense. So if you do a normal stab, you get healed 10 damage and 10 HP, sorry. And if you do a backstab, you get healed 20. Obviously, you should always try and go for a backstab, but it's kind of a loss if you do miss because you have to wait a whole 30 seconds in order to heal or do damage or get oblation. So I would recommend you do 3 normal stabs first. Before trying backstabs, just to ensure you have a second life to fall back on. This is made easier when you're dealing with a cool kid or 1x because they can summon minions, which do count towards your oblation because it is damage based. I don't know. Yeah, it's just really easy to just kill the minions, and you should utilize that because your first priority is getting your second life. 2-time's ability to crouch is next, and it's quite useful because it makes you go invisible, and when you stab, it makes you go lunge forward. This lunges quite a bit, if you can see in game here, and makes it more useful, yeah. Crouching can also be used to avoid detection, from minions, Kulkin's minions, or from, abilities I don't know what it's called, but 1x's abilities to see people where they are. That makes it useful to just hide when you either respawn or they're trying to get you. I don't know, man, hide, bro. By the way, 2-time's crouching ability does make a sound, so I would recommend that the killer isn't chased with someone else or has the theme, because the chase theme kind of covers the, loud ass sound you make when you crouch. Crouching also makes it so more easier to get backstabbing if the killer's distracted or they don't even know they're there, bro. Stab, bro. Also, don't be afraid to stab as don't be afraid to stab as the killer gets the abilities taken away. If you stab, they will be unable to hit you for a second, which could be a lifesaver, bro. Look-y, you could just run away. Now let's go into specific tips for killers. My number one tip for Jason is that at the start of a match, please make sure you don't place your ritual anywhere near the guy, because oh my god, he will punish you with gushing rune so bad, like you will be crying, bro, I swear to god. Also make sure Jason is done with his animation, especially after gushing rune, because you won't get any oblation if there's still an animation, because it's damage based. It's difficult to tell when, but when Jason starts moving, I would say that's good, but it's also hard to aim that, so you need to find good balance between when they're done with the animation and when they're gonna move. So yeah. That's it to Jason basically, but Jason is a hard counter for 2-time because just of how easily he can kill 2-time with Gashing Rune and Behead. Also, please be careful not to crouch if they have Behead, because you can get stuck in crouch. Yeah, it happened to me and it was kind of embarrassing. I don't know if the devs are gonna fix this or if it's like useful, or I don't know, but it's just really annoying. That's it for Jason, so next up is Cool Kid. Cool Kid is mainly the same as Jason, but make sure that after a walk speed override you can get a free like oblation or stab, which is quite good. Make sure the animation is over though, because the end lag is quite high. Also, when Cool Kid is summoning their minions, it's quite a good time as well, as you can either get a free hit from the minions or Cool Kid because of Stand Still. That's basically it for Cool Kid, so let's go on to John Doe. When going against John Doe, I would recommend you place your rituals in a quite open spot, but with more spaces to like juke or loop around. This is because of the M1 doing so much damage, oh my god, and the spikes and like digital footprint. John Doe is quite slow, so it's easier to hit, I guess, than other killers such as like Cool Kid or like Jason, for example, because they're just so like they're slower, and they're also easier to juke because of the M1s being quite, I don't know, man, I don't know, like it's alright, like it's not the worst thing you could go against. John Doe is basically right if you combine the tips from general tips, and this is alright to deal with. Just be careful of the spikes, because I don't know how I never dodge them, but I just never do. I think I'm just really bad at predicting. John Doe's like vulnerable moments are when they spike, and that's basically it. Just spiking and I guess chasing another person. And that's it. Like it's quite low, but it's quite. In these moments, I would recommend you go for a backstab rather than front stab if you can, because it will stop the ability or give the chased person a chance to survive. That's basically it for John Doe, so let's go on for the last killer, 1x. 4, whatever, I don't know what to call them. 1x is probably the easiest killer to stab, just due to the amount of abilities that makes them stop. And yeah, like the slash and the entanglement. Entanglement is a perfect time to try and save somebody because the killer is solely focused on that person that got trapped. And that's basically it for 1x. It's quite easy. Just be careful of the entanglement, because if you do get trapped, that's really bad. And I think if you crouch when you get entangled, you also get trapped, but I'm not sure because I didn't experience this myself. Also, your ritual should be placed on somewhere that's high because of the, I don't know what's called, but like the slash thing, the big slash green slash thing that 1x has, which can easily kill you when you first respawn because you get weakness if you're on your second life or in last man standing. I don't know, man. It's just put high. Now let's finally go into ending tips and the end of the video. In conclusion, I would try and just get your like oblation as quickly as possible, either through stabbing, normal stabbing, which is the safety option, or backstabbing, which is more beneficial for the whole team. It just depends on how you play, really, and how good you are at backstabbing. As a 2-time main before the rework, I would have to say this rework does make that character more interesting to play. Not boring as shit, by the way. And yeah, the new skins are kind of cool. So I think the 2-time hate has stopped because then they have now abilities, and yep, let's go, gang. Have fun on playing 2-time. If you do miss, it's not the end of the world. I'm sure the devs will make some changes here and there, so this guide might be different slightly. It's yeah. So thank you all for listening to my little yap session about this character that I love so much. I don't know why I love 2-time. It's so funny, man. It's just so funny. Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and say goodbye to my zone. Goodbye.